What's the most interesting case that you've had of recent times?
So last year, I did a case where I was representing um, a gay couple, two men, and they had had a child with a lady. There were a lot of disputes. The lady was a refugee in this country. She had come from another country where homosexuality is criminalized, and she had come here because, certainly at the time, she was in a relationship with another woman. The three of them then decided they were going to have a child together and they were going to raise the child together.
The
Um,
3 of them
the
in a
three of
throuple,
them. Well, my clients, in fact, during the proceedings, in fact, got married.
the men.
The men. So the men got married, and then there were a lot of disputes. So, as far as the birth certificate itself was concerned, that had the biological parents listed. So it
So
did
one of the dads
one of the dads, the
and
biological dad,
the refugee woman.
and the refugee woman, but not the second dad. So there were a number of disputes. There were disputes about names. There was a dispute about what role the second dad should have as a matter of law. There were disputes about education. There were disputes about the times that each of them would spend with the child.
So had the same sex had the men split up?
No,
It was just the refugee lady had said did she go a separate way? Where did these
yes,
disputes
yes. No, the dispute was between the couple and the mother.
okay,
Yes.
they had all fallen out.
They had all fallen out. Now, one of the big lessons, and again, please take this on board, anyone that's watching this, is that it's very important to think about things in advance,
Mm,
because what the three of them had done is they had downloaded a document off the internet before she got pregnant. The difficulty was the document was not an English document,
right.
because two of the three parents were in fact foreign. The document came from the USA. It wasn't a terribly well drafted document in any event, but was meant to cover I suppose, sort of children's situations where the parents aren't married to each other. Let's put it that way. But the whole thing was a mess. Um,
Well, unenforceable here as well.
oh, well,
'Cause
entirely unenforceable,
the
but the
family's
document
courts,
itself just didn't cover the issues that it needed to
right.
cover. Um, so please think about things very carefully. Take some good advice. There are a lot of organisations out there that probably do have suitable documents, and you can download those or come to a specialist such as Paul,
Mm.
who can talk about those sorts of arrangements and make sure that as much as you are able to, and inevitably, life is full of surprises and disputes may well arise in relation to topics that nobody thought there would be a dispute about. But as much as you can, to avoid further disputes. I mean, one of the major disputes in this case was whether the mother should or should not be granted permission to travel with the child back to her home country, a country in which homosexuality was a criminal
And
offence.
a fear she wouldn't return?
A fear she wouldn't return, a fear, to be honest, not just as to what might happen to the fathers if the fathers tried to, in any way, visit that country or try to ensure that the child was returned here, but also a fear about what might happen to her. Um,
So this was I mean, it sounds like a very edgy case. I mean, did it make any law?
to be quite frank, Paul, I'm not sure it did really make
Okay.
any new law, but what it certainly did was it set out how courts approach um, complex cases like this. I mean, this case was complex both because of the international dimensions and also um, because really of the practical arrangements between these people. And there was a very high level, unfortunately, of acrimony.
Mm.
And the other thing I would say to your viewers is, if at all possible, y- please keep the temperature down. Please don't look for disputes around particularly children matters. I mean, ultimately, what do the courts want? What are the courts encouraging? Compromise. All right. If you can compromise, please do. There what you will see in the family procedure rules, and actually this would be a further change, is a real encouragement now to enter what we call non-court dispute resolution. Now, what might that mean? It might mean going to mediation. It could mean using something we call collaborative law. It could be arbitration. It could just be you know, writing a polite email or getting your lawyer to do that, setting out your position, but in a constructive way and trying to avoid aggression and looking for further arguments.
Because these are such emotive subjects
Oh,
anyway, and
absolutely.
temperatures are automatically high, especially when children are involved.
Absolutely. I mean,